students, welcome to our physics class. Our chapter name is friction. In the last class we discussed about what is friction and we defined the term friction. Today we are going to the next topics of this friction. And we defined in the last class that friction is the opposing force that act against the motion of an object, which means that when an object is in motion, there of course acts an force which is against the motion of the object. When this object is moving in this direction, then there acts an opposite direct force and that force is called friction, and this force opposes the motion of this object. So that's how we explain the term friction. Now the question is that do all the friction are similar in their nature? That means two objects this is at rest and this is already in motion. So we said that if there is an object which is moving, it occurs a frictional force, and here this object is in rest and this is already in motion. Now the question is, where requires more force to move this? That means that this is already in motion and this is at rest. So who needs more force for this motion? Already motion body or already rest body have more force to move? That is, this body needs more force. That means when an object is at rest, we want to give more force to make it move. And this object is already in motion and it needs less force to just move it again, or we just want to increase the speed or we want to decrease the speed. So it needs only less force. But here occurs a change of state. That means already it is at rest, and when we are giving force, this rest will turn into motion. This rest will turn into motion. So there occurs a change of state, and that's why we want to give more force. So the thing is that here we want to give more force means in this case we want to actually they have certain amount of friction. That is, here having a friction and here having a friction. And these two friction have different names, and they are, this is static friction. This is static friction and this is sliding friction. So this is static friction means when the friction is acting on a body when already at rest, and after when we are giving force it is turning into motion, then such friction is called static friction, which means that when they are moving from rest, such friction is called static friction. And here we have a friction and that is called sliding friction. This friction is that the object is already in motion and there acts the friction called sliding friction. And who will be more, do it static friction or sliding friction, which is having higher value? The thing is that the static friction is more than this sliding friction, and it have a definite reason for that. So we said that there are different types of friction, and here you want to study the two types are, one is sliding friction and other is static friction. And we said that static friction is greater than There is also other frictions also like rolling friction. We will study it later. Now you just want to focus this static friction and sliding friction. We said that this static friction is more than this sliding friction. And now what is the reason why this static friction is more and why this sliding friction is less? We just look what is the reason. So the thing is that we know this friction is actually acting on the bodies when the interlocking between the surface takes place. We know that all surfaces have their own irregularities on the surface. So here the object was at rest and here already at rest and here wants to overlap or overcome these irregularities. Here want to overcome the irregularities of the surface. But here it is already in motion and it do not get the proper time to get interlocked. That's why here the sliding friction is less. And the static friction is higher because it get the time for interlocking these irregularities. Which means that it is already at rest and it have proper time to get interlock between the irregularities. This irregularity is always there at all surfaces and here also there have, but it did not get proper time to overcome that. So this is all about this static friction and sliding friction. So you want to remember static friction is higher than sliding friction. And the reason is that for this sliding friction, it do not get proper time to overlap or interlock with these irregularities. That is the reason. So now this topic is over. The next is the advantages and disadvantages of friction. Do this friction have advantages? And disadvantages? So actually this friction have both advantages and disadvantages. We just want to look which are the advantages and we have to study which are the advantages and disadvantages. For example, you just try to hold a steel glass by putting on the surface with oil. That is, you just want to try to hold a steel glass by putting on the surface with oil. Is it easy to hold? No. Why? Because in this case here friction is less. Here the friction is less and we just feel slippy, and that's why we feel difficulty to hold a glass which is having oil. And the other example is that we are just putting some oil on a floor and just try to walk, and the floor is very smooth. So is it possible to walk very simply through a wall which is having oil? No. What is the reason? The thing is saying that there also friction is less. Now the third thing is that we are just trying to walk through a normal surface. How is it possible to walk through the surface? Who is helping us to walk? The thing helping us to walk is frictional force. Frictional force. And how I am writing on this board using this chalk? Who is acting there? In my chalk, here have certain type of irregularities, and on this board itself also having certain irregularities. So when I am trying to write, what happens? The friction between this chalk and this board is acting, and that's how I am writing through this board. So here also the friction is helping me to write on the blackboard. And also when we are writing on the book or using the pen, using the pencil or using crayons, all these are acting the frictional force, or simply we can say it as friction. So in everyday life we can see this friction everywhere, and if there is no friction, nothing will be possible. That means this friction is having a very big role in our daily life. For example, a ball is already in motion. It is just moving. And if there is no friction, what will happen? It will continue to move and move. It will never stop. It will never stop. It will never stop if there is no friction. So, we already studied that the friction is the opposing force that acts on a moving object. Here, this object is in motion, and if there is no friction, then it will continuously moving for the whole lifetime. And it is actually ideal case, and in normal cases, there definitely act certain type of friction and this ball will stop. So that is the thing. And this is also the application for the friction itself. That means, for example, a vehicle. How we can stop a vehicle? We can only stop the vehicle with the help of frictional force. Friction or frictional force. And also, how we can start a vehicle? We can start the vehicle also with the help of friction. If there is no friction, we cannot start or stop the vehicle. And how we can change the direction of the vehicles or ball or anything. Like we can see the roads in different directions and having U-turns or many things. And how we can turn the vehicle or turn the objects. We can only turn the vehicles. I am just saying the example of vehicle. That we can turn the vehicle with the help of friction only. If there is no friction, then there is no direction change will occur. So this is all the advantages of this friction, or we can say these all are the applications of friction. And also, if there is no friction, we cannot construct buildings and we cannot do anything actually without this friction. So please want to remember, this friction is everywhere in our surroundings or in our daily life, and friction have its own advantages and disadvantages. These all are, we just focused on the advantages, and now we are going to talk about the disadvantages. What are the disadvantages for this friction? The first one is, you just observe the back side of your chapel. What you see that it is got tear and wear. It got tear and wear at the bottom of our chapels. Who made this? This happens because of the force friction. And this is one of the disadvantages of friction. That is the first one. That means the tear and wear occurs on our chapels or the tires of the vehicles. Like everywhere, there occurs a tear and wear. The next one is, you just on the mixer grinder for some time and just observe after some time, when touching on the jar, what you feel? What you feel? You feel hot. That means they are producing heat. And who is producing this heat actually? It is produced by our friction. And this is also one of the disadvantages. That means, this is just an example, and when the fan is rotating or like every machines, they produce heat, and this heat is because of the frictional force. So this is one of the disadvantages of friction. And for the example, when we are rubbing our hands for some time, what will happen? You feel hot or they produce heat. And this is also because of the friction, and in many cases when we are rubbing, they produce heat, and that is also because of the force friction. And for example, how we are just lighting the matches, we are rubbing the matchstick with the matchbox. There is also acting the frictional force. So in many cases we get the heat or we get hot as a result for this friction. Now the next disadvantage is that the energy wastage. Energy wastage. That means in the same example, mixie jar, they produce heat. This heat is actually from where? It is from the electricity. Some sort of electricity energy is getting converting to the heat energy. So there occurs a energy waste. So this is because of this friction, and that is also one of the disadvantage of friction. Energy wastage. The next is damage of machine. Damage of machine. That means we already said that there always have tear and wear for certain things. The same thing will happen for the machines also. So there occurs damage for these machines. So these are all simply the disadvantages of frictional force. The first one is tear and wear occurs. Then the heat will produce in certain type of processes because of this friction. The third one is there will occur energy loss. Then there will occur certain type of damage of machines. These all are the disadvantages of friction. Now I am going to make a table for these advantages and disadvantages for this friction. You just want to study this. Advantages and disadvantages for friction. The same things we already discussed, I am going to make it as a table. The first one is that advantages is that lightning matches. Lightning matches. The first advantage is lightning matches. The second one is how we can hold objects, how I can hold these chalk piece. The reason is the frictional force. So, hold objects. Hold objects. The next one is it prevents us from slipping. Prevents slipping. If there is no friction, we cannot walk comfortably on the surface of earth. So, it prevents us from slipping. That is the next advantage. The next one is that it helps to stop vehicle, or it helps us to stop anything. I am just writing here, helps to stop vehicles. So these all are the advantages of friction. Now we are talking about the disadvantages. The first one is that wear out machines. Wear out machines. That is the first disadvantage. The next one is wear away tires. Wear away the tires. The next one is reduce efficiency. This efficiency means, actually it's talking about the machines. Efficiency means that when a machine is working, it has certain type of efficiency, and if we are saying it reduce efficiency means it will damage very fast or it will not work properly. That is actually the reduce efficiency. And there will occur energy loss also. That is the reduce efficiency. That also happens because of friction. The next is heat production. So this heat production will damage the machines. Heat production. The other one is fuel loss. For more friction, there will lose the fuel. Even if for the cases of the vehicle also, for more friction, there will lose more fuel. So, with the friction, there have a fuel loss. The next one is wears the sole of shoes. Wears the sole of shoes. Or you can write chappals. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of friction. You can also write your own examples also. So these all are about the advantages and disadvantages of friction. And now the thing is that because of these advantages and disadvantages, in certain cases we want to reduce or increase the friction. And how we can increase and reduce this friction? So with using certain type of things, we can increase and decrease this friction. Now we are going to discuss how we can increase the friction. How we can increase the friction. Increase friction. So, when you observe your backside of the shoes, you can see there have certain type of designs are there at the bottom of your shoe. What is that? It is actually called grooved on shoes. And why we are giving such grooves on these shoes? The reason is that to increase the grip. Increase the grip. How get this grip? We get this grip by increasing the friction. Increasing the friction. So, by adding these grooves on the shoe, they increase the friction. So, this is one of the method how we can increase the friction. And also, this we are doing on the tires also. When you observe the tire, you can see they are having certain type of designs like this. It is actually not the designs, they are this groove itself, and we are adding this for increasing the grip, and there how actually when we are increasing the grip, there increase the friction, and that's how we get proper grip and we get a comfortable on road. And just think that when our tire is very smooth and the surface is also very smooth, means that a tiled floor and a very smooth tire, what will happen? When we apply brake, it will not stop at proper surface and it will continuously move. So, for proper grip, we are just increasing the friction by adding certain type of groove on the tires and shoes. So, this is how we can increase the friction. This is the first method. The second one is that in the brake system of bicycles and motor vehicles, we are using certain type of brake pads. We are using brake pads. And when we are riding the bicycle, these pads do not touch the wheels. These brake pads do not touch the wheels when this cycle is moving. Not touch this brake pad. And when we press the brake lever, what will happen? Brake lever, what will happen? then it will increase the friction. It will increase the friction, and that's how the vehicle is getting stopped. So this is also by giving this brake pad we are increasing the friction for this vehicle, and that's how this bicycle or this automobile is getting stopped on the road. This is the another example, or this is how we can increase the friction. The third one is that for these kabaddi players, I don't know how much of you are familiar with this. You may see it in films and all. So for these kabaddi players, they are just taking the soil and put it on their hands. Why they are doing so? The thing is very simple. They are just putting the soil on their hands to increase the friction. They are putting soil on their hands to increase friction. So that means that they can increase friction, and that's how they can get better grip from their opponents. They can get better grip from their opponents. So here also they are increasing the friction by putting some soil. You know, the soil is not much so smooth, and that's how they are increasing the friction. The next one is that for the gymnast, they are applying certain type of core substances. They are applying certain type of core substances on their hands to increase the friction. They are applying certain type of core substances on their hand to increase friction. So by adding core substances we can increase friction. So this is all about this. Today we discussed about the advantages and disadvantages of friction, and after that we discussed about how we can increase the friction. There is also having certain type of methods to decrease the friction, and we will discuss it in our next class. So you please want to read your textbook 3-4 times, and we will meet in the next class, and we'll discuss how we can decrease the friction by using certain type of substances, and we have also some other methods also. And it's enough for today. We will meet in next class. Thank you.